And it also shows that you still care, not only about the case, but the Matthews and the Burkheiser family and friends. And it shows that Gail and Tamara are not forgotten. Secondly, though, I want to talk about how these murders have become almost like a local legend, like a folklore or a myth, especially to the younger people that have never met Gail or Tamara. And we can't allow that to happen. And the reason we can't allow that to happen is because when that happens, their murder and their lives become not real. And I'm here to tell you these murders were 100% real. And just the words on a computer screen or a newspaper, which you guys may have read today, that doesn't do them justice. So I think it's important for you to realize that they were people, and it's not just a legend or a lore. But I'm not here tonight to discuss specifics about the case. If any of you have questions specifically about the case, I'm more than glad to answer them afterwards. But tonight, this time, this moment, is to celebrate the life of Gail Matthews and Tamara Burkheiser, and ultimately and sadly to mourn their deaths 20 years ago today. But I want to talk briefly about what happened just a few blocks over on September 2nd, 1994, at 812 Center Street. At 10:37 a.m., Gail's mother Lois and her friend Sarah Horn placed a frantic 911 call after Gail didn't show up for work and after the horror that they witnessed inside that house. Now, I've listened to that 911 call many, many times, looking and searching for clues. The only thing that I can glean from that call was the pain, the despair, the terror, and the uncertainty that Lois Matthews voiced as she frantically asked for help. That voice, that terror, that despair will never, ever leave me. And I see that today, 20 years later, in her eyes when I talk to her. I see the void, and it's gut-wrenching. It really is. I hear it every week when her or Julie calls me. It's the same terror and frustration and despair that was so clear on those 911 calls 20 years ago. I began this investigation about 4 years ago when I initially went to my supervisors and told them I wanted to investigate the case. Initially, I was told no, I couldn't do it because I wasn't a detective. I didn't hold the rank of a detective. I told them that I would do it on my own time because I felt it was that important. And again, I was told no. However, just like Lois Matthews, I didn't take no for an answer, and I kept pushing. And eventually, the district attorney asked me to investigate the case, and I told him I would. In fact, I took a 50% pay cut in order to investigate this case, because that's how important I feel it is. But tonight's not about me. In fact, it never should be and never will be about me. It should always and always be about Gail Matthews and her daughter Tamara. The older I get, the one thing that I realize is life isn't about me. It isn't about you as an individual. It's about what you can do to help others and how you can assist them and make them happy. It could be as simple as giving a 10-year-old boy my badge to let him run around with. Or it could be as difficult as solving a 20-year-old murder. But regardless of what those things are, they're that way because we're human beings and we care. That is what life is truly about. It's about helping others. People can say what they want about all the investigators the past 20 years have worked on this case. But I'm here to tell you they had one thing in common, and it's that they cared. Bill Miller cared, Jackie Annie cared, Gene Stump cared, Dave Ritter cared. And I'm here to tell you I care. And if you don't believe that I care, you can talk to Julie, you can talk to Lois, talk to Shauna Bartholomew. These people will tell you. But ultimately, caring doesn't solve crimes. Caring won't solve this crime. Dedication, determination, people coming forward with information, and advances in forensics will solve this crime. All that, plus a little bit of luck. There are three things that a good detective needs in order to be successful in solving cases. That's passion, determination, and a bit of luck. One thing I can tell you standing right here, we have two of those three elements. We have passion and determination. It's in this group. One thing that we're lacking is luck. Now, how many nights I've come from serving a search warrant regarding this case, getting records, talking to somebody, I've come out and I've looked up to the sky and I said, come on, Gail, help me out here a little bit. Just help me. And I haven't got that luck yet, but I'm not giving up hope, and I don't want any of you to give up hope either. Because we just need that one little break, and I believe it will come. One of the first things that you do as an investigator is something that's called victimology, especially in cold cases and homicide. And what that is you want to learn everything that you can about the victims. Once you do that, it'll ultimately lead you a little bit closer to the suspects. So while doing this, I met Lois Matthews, Gail's mother. I met Eric Burkheiser, Tamara's father. I met Julie Strobel, Gail's sister. And I met Shauna Bartholomew, Gail's best friend. I met them and countless others. Through these meetings, I learned what Gail would do, what she wouldn't do. I learned what Gail liked and what she didn't like. I learned what Tamara would do and what Tamara wouldn't do. I learned that Gail was very particular about her hair. And she hated to cook, even though she was employed to do so. I also learned how Tamara was a very fussy eater and loved to ride her bike and play in the yard with other kids. It is through those interactions that I got to know Gail and Tamara, as if they were a part of my family. They have become part of me. I see them every single day. Not only in the picture that is hanging in my office that I touch with 2 fingers every morning, but I also see them in my mind. It's in my mind where I see them playing, laughing, and having fun. A good detective